Today from McArthur Court in Eugene, Oregon. It's the Oregon State Beavers and the Oregon Ducks on the Raycom Sports Network. Back in 1905, somebody from Oregon called somebody from Oregon State and decided to play a little basketball. Well, some 284 games later, this is still one of the greatest rivalries for fans and schools alike on the West Coast. Oregon State meeting Oregon in Eugene. Hello again, everybody. I'm Don Boyer, along with Jim Barnett, back in his alma mater after some 20 years back here in Eugene. Good to have you here, Jim. Not only is this a great rivalry, but you've got two of the finest point guards going head-to-head here. First of all, Gary Payton of Oregon State. He is simply on a great roll.
Well, Gary Payton is, of course, the premier point guard in my estimation in the conference today, only a sophomore, and he's a catalyst to the ball club. He leads the conference in assists. He leads the conference in steals. He's a competitor. He's fun to watch. Now he's emerged as a big-time scorer. You know, he's got 69 points in the last 3 ball games, including a career-high 30 against the Ducks in Corvallis Thursday night.
Yeah, the hand is still hot. The other guard, that being for Oregon, in his senior year, his last home game in the regular season, Anthony Taylor.
Well, Anthony Taylor is the leading conference scorer, and he is the number 8 leading scorer in all-time conference. He would like nothing better today than to lead the Ducks to victory. They're going to need a big game from him. He's a sure #1 draft choice. Today, he would like to beat Oregon State.
Now, one very serious and major development on the part of the Oregon State Beavers. The senior Bill Sherwood injured himself in practice, blew out an ankle yesterday, won't play today, may even miss the Pac-10 tournament next week.
Yeah, the implications of his injury are certainly far-reaching. And how do you make up for your leading scorer and also a guy who's 6'6"? He's also your 3-point field goal leader. But they're going to start a kid, a freshman who's only played 19 minutes, Marcellus Wright. Ralph Miller doesn't know what to expect, but he's going to give it a shot.
As far as the home court advantage, forget it. Oregon State has won 19 of the last 20 meetings between these two schools. Here we go again. We'll be back with the starting lineups between these two teams after this word from Goodyear.
When 4-time Indy winner A.J. Foyt takes to the track, he uses just one make of tire, the Goodyear Racing Eagle. And the official Cadillac safety car takes to the track on just one make of tire, the Goodyear Eagle VR Gatorback Street Radial. And not by coincidence, because Goodyear makes better high-performance tires for the track and for the street. Goodyear Eagles. They'll take you home the quick way or to the winner's circle.
Goodyear, take me home.
To Michelob.
It runs with a beauty, an inner strength, a force that sets it apart. Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Run with it.
Now, during Ford's leadership celebration, get a $1,000 cash bonus on Thunderbird Turbo Coupe.
My new tub made of fiberglass was installed by men made mostly of dirt.
Using a liquid cleanser?
I guess I have to.
Bet you'd like to use Comet.
I love to use Comet. But see this label? Abrasives may scratch.
But this label says safe as a liquid.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I would. Today's Comet has no harsh abrasives, so it's safe, it's tough.
It's beautiful.
Today's Comet, regular or lemon fresh. Safe as a liquid, tough as Comet.
Today's Pacific 10 Conference game is brought to you by Goodyear. By Volkswagen, the official car of the Pac-10. By Allstate. By AT&T. By Ford and your Ford dealers. By Unical 76. and by Michelob.
And now, fans, the starting lineups for this afternoon's Pac-10 conference game for the visiting Beavers of Oregon State. At one forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Los Angeles, number 24, Earl Martin. The other forward, 6'4" freshman from Seattle, number 25, Will Brantley. At center, a 6'7" freshman from Denver, number 44, Marcellus Wright. At one guard, a 6'2" sophomore from Oakland, California, number 20, Gary Payton. And the other guard, a 6'2" junior from Inglewood, California, number 15, Eric Knox. Head coach of the Beavers in his 18th year, Ralph Miller. Now for a special pregame introduction of the University of Oregon. One of the 4 seniors, in the Oregon basketball program, making his final appearance at McArthur Court, head manager Curtis Nelson, escorting his parents, Laurel and Marlon Nelson, and his wife, Patty. Congratulations, Kurt Nelson. Starting at one of the guards for the Ducks today, a 6'1" junior from Fresno, California, number 3, Frankie Johnson. At a forward, 6'6", a junior from New York, number 5, Randy Grant. Starting at center, a 3-year starter who will finish as Oregon's number 2 all-time career percentage shooter, 3-time academic All-American, number 52, Keith Balderston. Escorting his mother, Irene Balderston of Portland. At forward, started 51 games in his career, more than 600 points in 4 years. Number 25, Rick Osborne, escorting his father, Robert Osborne of Portland. And at guard, Oregon's number 2 all-time scorer, number 8 Pac-10 conference history, 112 career starts with his mother, Rosemary Harrell, number 21, A.T. Anthony Taylor. And the head coach of the Ducks in his 5th year, Don Munson. One more hand for the seniors of Oregon, Baldy, Osborne, and Taylor.
Moments that will be cherished for the rest of those players and parents' lives. The tip-off, Oregon and Oregon State in Eugene in just a moment.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
The way cars are changing, you never know what's coming next. That's why you may want Chevron Supreme with Tekraline. Controls deposits while cleaning not just fuel injectors, complete intake systems. High-octane Chevron Supreme delivers high performance no matter what car you drive. Chevron Supreme.
That is the dilemma faced by all Oregon State players and fans and coaches. Bill Sherwood out for today's game. You see his point average, but more importantly, he is one of the few seniors on this Oregon State team, Jim.
And certainly they were expecting him to help them. This team is on a roll. They've won 9 out of 10 games Oregon State has. They want to have confidence going into the tournament. This is going to put a little damper, of course, in the emotions today.
19 out of the last 20 here at home for Don Munson in his 5th year at Oregon. Has yet to defeat Ralph Miller's Oregon State Beavers. Balderston will jump it for Oregon against Earl Martin of Oregon State. Tom Harrington, the lead referee, and he has the tip, and Oregon State controls as Eric Knox set up the offense for Oregon State. First possession of the day. Brantley, the young freshman out of Seattle. Team playing very well since he became a starter at the end of January. Payton back down to Brantley inside the three-point circle. Here comes Anthony Taylor, the man they must stop. That being Oregon State.
I think it's very difficult to stop Anthony Taylor. You can contain him, and I think that's all Ralph Miller wants to accomplish this afternoon.
All 3 seniors playing in their last home game. Rick Osborne, one of them, with the ball. They all started, which is a tradition here at Oregon. Taylor gets inside to Randy Grant. The junior tries to make a move, gets a man up in the air. Got it.
You're looking at the key to the game, in my estimation. I think that Oregon has to put the ball inside. Randy Grant is more physical than the Oregon State Beavers. He can overpower them inside. He knows how to handle the ball in traffic.
Keep in mind, in the last 2 meetings, Oregon has gone out strong in the first half, leading by as much as 10 Thursday night, 11 points in their first meeting in the Far West Classic Finals back in December. But they were unable to hold on to those leads and lost on both occasions. Three-pointer, Knox is short. Rebound, Oregon State. Payton looks at it for a moment. Johnson there defensively.
That tight matchup zone defense is what Oregon's going to play all afternoon. They have to cut out the penetrating of this Oregon State team.
Payton for 3. Oregon State with the early lead.
And of course, here comes that pressure defense. They thrive on this. They lead the conference in steals, turnover margin. By the way, Payton had hit 10 shots in a row. I didn't want to jinx him. Now he's at 11 in a row.
Taylor goes inside to Balderston, the senior. Got a foul on Eric Knox, reaching in for the ball. That'll be the first team foul on Oregon State. Balderston dealing with that bad ankle. Knox up and down, but definitely up as of the last few games. Had a tough first half Thursday night, but came on strong in the second half up in Corvallis. Johnson, Osborne. Here comes Grant again. Johnson.
And a good feed by Randy Grant.
Nice outlet, wasn't it?
Yeah, he drew a crowd. He had 3 men around him, and he maintained. You know, he's got such a big body. It's tough to get to the ball, even if he puts it on the floor in traffic.
Knox down to the corner. Martin coming outside. This team trying to get themselves organized after losing Bill Sherwood in practice last night. Shot clock down to 19. Martin. There's the penetration. Knox, no. Was looking at Brantley. Finally goes to it. Shot clock down to 10. Knox. 2-pointer. No, calling it 3. Oregon State with a 6-4 lead. All their points coming from outside the line. Johnson going against the freshman right, draws the foul and gets a possible 3-point play.
That's the way to greet a press. Gets the ball, and it's amazing. You don't often see a team with 5 defensive players in the backcourt. And at that time, Oregon State was vulnerable. They got the ball to Johnson. He just streaked down. He had a one-on-one, and he had the angle to the basket. And, of course, Wright did not have the angle. He tried to get position and try to draw the foul, but Frankie Johnson under control all the way.
Jim, is this the key to breaking this press, going to the outside, stay out of the middle?
Yeah, because everybody's gathering right in there. And, of course, Rick Osborne did a smart thing by getting the angle to throw the ball in. After a score, you can run the baseline. He did that to create a passing angle.
Oregon with the early lead now, 7-6 after the 3-point play by Johnson. He's the JC transfer out of Fresno City College. 17 minutes remaining in the first half. That'll be a foul, a blocking foul on Balderston underneath. attempting the alley-oop, but there was no room for him to get around Balderston.
It was a good call. As Earl Martin wanted to get the ball, he has to have a place to land.
As I said earlier, Tom Harrington, the lead official on the baseline. He is joined by Steve Wilson and Bob Sidoff for this afternoon's game. Both of these teams pretty well set for the Pac-10 tournament. Oregon State in second place will stay there, and Oregon locked in at fifth place. Could conceivably tie for fourth, but in the playoffs it's 5 against 4 anyway. Eric Knox into the key, but we have a whistle. And a foul on Oregon as Knox tries to take it into the paint. First team foul. Correct, that second team foul on Oregon. 2 on each team. As the inbound right side. Knox pops out. Brantley. Payton coming up a career-high 30 points Thursday night. Sensational weekend down in the Bay Area last weekend as they swept the schools, and the putback by the young freshman Marcellus Wright out of Denver. Out to the baseline. This is what they did right last time. Ooh, Johnson went inside. Now loose ball. It'll belong to Oregon State. He had the seam on the outside again.
But you know, when you're getting pressure and you're getting scattered out there, and you don't have the ball into the hands of a ball handler, turnovers do occur. The other night, Oregon had 17 turnovers again. Oregon State only 9. The disparity there much in their favor as it has been all season.
Martin with a double pump way off. Osborne the rebound, and Johnson brings it up. Oregon down by 1, 8-7. Osborne, if he'd hit his first one, he could be quite a weapon today. Just needs a little confidence. Taylor, been quiet so far. Nice touch.
Earl Martin is hounding Anthony Taylor. They're playing man-to-man, Oregon State is, obviously. And it's been tough for Anthony Taylor to get free because he's face guarding him, and he's guarding him with the idea of keeping the ball out of his hands.
Taylor goes 4.5 minutes before he gets his first 2 points. Payton looks at it, has Taylor right there with him. Got a travel on Payton. Strength against strength.
Well, he's one player that will take some risks. He likes to take gambles. So often he comes up with a good result. That time it was a turnover.
Timeout with 15:27 remaining in the first half here in the Civil War in the Willamette Valley. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's the same old line I fall for every time. Just as good, only cheaper. So, it's 5 minutes before the market closes. I'm on the phone, waiting for it to ring, watching my hair turn gray. Waiting. I can't get through.
Without AT&T, you're twice as likely to get a busy circuit.
One of these days, you'd think I'd learn.
AT&T's worldwide intelligent network. Because we know it's not just long distance. It's your business on the line. AT&T, the right choice.
On Thailand Beach, try to make some supper that I can't even eat. Jump in the shower, watch the world from my back. Gotta get you, baby, that's a natural fact. It's the night time, that's the right time. I wanna be with you in the night time.
The night belongs to Michelob.
Leave it to
See this? It's Reese's fresh salsa. It's loaded with juicy chunks of tomato and bits of pepper and onion. Here, try it on a taco. It's good in casseroles, too. In fact, it's good in all kinds of dishes. Enchiladas, eggs, meatloaf. Try it on a chip. You like that? Make sure you pick up some Reese's salsa the next time you're at the store. Want more? You're a hungry devil.
Get Reese's fresh salsa, mild and original. With Reese's, you've got it made.
Oregon, just as they have in the first 2 meetings, coming out shooting very, very well. They're 4 for 4 from field goal range. But in the first meeting and the second meeting, that was the case. Very well in the first, and as cold as 26% in the second half.
Yeah, they hope that won't be deja vu today.
Lightning strikes twice, but thrice, we don't know. Alley-oop, Taylor, no.
A good defensive player there. Defensive play, of course, by Earl Martin. He smelled it out and read it all the way.
Tough pass to Martin. Can't buy it, though, and Osborne gets the rebound. Johnson in the middle. Taylor has 2 points. There's Grant, got the lane. Good position by the big guy, getting that left leg around so he had the lane to the base.
And once again, early offense, you beat the press. They're vulnerable inside because you exploit that weakness inside. Your leg's not back.
4 of those 11 points belonging to Grant out of New York City. Payton against Taylor. This is fun to watch. Taylor wins that battle. Check that. Being Payton.
Yeah, he's on a streak. When you start making shots like that, you know that everything's going for you.
Well, Payton almost single-handedly kept this Oregon State team in a game last Thursday night. A lovely move by Johnson, extending the lead to 3, 13-10. He has 7 points already in the first half.
Yeah, he's playing outstanding basketball, and he read the defense right there. He knew it was Marcellus Wright, and he came in kind of a similar situation a few moments ago. He just took it right to the hoop. He knew that Marcellus wouldn't give him the foul.
Johnson with 7, Grant with 4, and Taylor with 2. Brantley. And that is what he is known for. Great shooter out of the Seattle area. He looked to penetrate more in his high school days, and will certainly do that as his career continues at Oregon State. That's his first 2. Osborne takes a shot, 3-pointer, heartbreak.
You're talking about Brantley. He's an all-around excellent basketball player. He gives them good defense. He's a very smart basketball player, and improving, of course, because he's only a freshman. And since they put him in the lineup, starting lineup, you know, the Beavers have won 9 out of 10, so obviously he's a factor.
That was back against Cal at the end of January. Knox going inside. Marcellus Wag with a hook. A rarity these days, and it doesn't go. 1-point lead, Oregon. 13-10 remaining in the first half. Johnson with 7 inside to Grant. Looks outside. Johnson, 3 points.
He's got it going.
Don't touch that right hand. It's hot.
A good ball movement. Taylor inside to Randy Grant. Randy Grant faking the shot and the move to the basket, getting it right back out to Frankie Johnson.
Johnson 4 for 4 and 10 points. Biggest lead for Oregon, 16-12. Ralph Miller preparing to make a substitution, trying to cool off Mr. Johnson. Way outside, not there. Grant with a position, had a Beaver over his back, no call. Down to Taylor.
You won't see a better confrontation. Gary Payton did not give Anthony Taylor the dunk shot uncontested. He challenged him. Taylor took it home.
Payton. And here comes that Oregon crowd. And Knox puts them back on the pine with the bucket inside. After the bucket, got inbounds quickly, finally to Taylor. Too long. Good defense. Steve Wilson making the call. Referee out of Seattle. Joe Harge coming into the game for Oregon State, number 34. As we've got a timeout here in Eugene. Here's the breakaway by Taylor. Well, we'll get it after the break, possibly. 11:59 remaining here in the first half, and a 4-point lead for the Ducks, trying to make it 1 out of 3 against Oregon State this year. We'll return after this from Goodyear.
Take me back where I belong. Take me where it's safe and warm.
The Goodyear Vector is the all-season radial that pumps water away to keep more tire tread on the road. And for some, that's a comforting thought.
Take me home. Goodyear, take me home. Never matters how far I go. Goodyear, take me home.
Hey, how you doing? Good. In fact, I feel like light. Hey. What the? Uh-oh. I am so. Oh, no. Well, I meant Bud Light.
If you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light, because everything else...
You all right? Sure, just a little lightheaded.
It's just a light.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Memories. Nothing evokes them like the house they grew up in. The first stairway he climbed, the first railing they peeked through, the first banister she floated down. All part of the reason the Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee exists. to help rebuild your home, whatever the cost, right down to the spot where Dad hung his hat. The Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Ground transportation arranged through Hertz, selling cars throughout the West at a great low price. Check the classifieds for a convenient location and let Hertz put you in the buyer's seat. Just a tick under 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Oregon in 5th place in the Pac-10, holding on to a 4-point lead over their brothers to the north on Interstate 5, Oregon State, 18-14. Down to the corner is Earl Martin. Good rebounder for Oregon State. Boy, they need him right now with Bill Sherwood on the bench with a blown-out ankle. And it's very iffy if he'll join this team down in Tucson next week for the Pac-10 tournament. Martin on the base. Still a heartbreaker. Balderston with workman-like skill. He's the bread and butter guy for this team. Getting the rebound. Also has blood all over his uniform. That's what I like to see, huh? A man inside. Out to the right side, Taylor trying to be double-teamed by Brantley and team. Can't do it. Got a foul.
Over the back, Randy Grant.
And Mr. Grant with those big arms, about 37 inches long there, getting in the way.
And of course, this entire play was precipitated by the shot by Anthony Taylor. Not really a good shot to take. Probably the first forced shot that Oregon has put up today. And then Grant, in his eagerness to get an offensive rebound, just climbed for that.
3 team fouls on Oregon. Oregon now 8 for 10 from the field after the shot by Taylor. Knox, a little quiet so far. Had a nice shot in the paint a moment ago. Payton. Looking at a three-pointer. Lays it off back to his fellow guard, Eric Knox. Rebound inside. Harge. Nicely tipped out by Harge when he couldn't control. He's a sophomore out of Albuquerque. A lot of youngsters on this Oregon State team. Only 2 seniors.
Yep, they're not big.
No.
But they are also quick rebounders. They make up for that.
Like that man. Martin on the turnaround. Cutting the lead to 2. 18-16.
And the team has been on a roll, so has Earl Martin. In the last 10 or 11 ball games, he's been shooting about 62%.
His first 2 tonight. This afternoon, rather. The leading rebounder on this team. Osborne. A little more pressure by Brantley. That's what got him into the starting lineup. Also his offensive skills, but certainly his defense improved too. And the foul as Martin applies the pressure on Taylor.
I think that's what they have to do. Get Anthony Taylor in an isolation situation, particularly from the wing along the baseline. He's very effective with that first step where he doesn't have to go down the middle, but he has an angle to work with along the baseline.
3 team fouls on both. Osborne still in the ball game, getting a start as a senior. Shot not there. Here's the man who is so hot. This time he misses. The putback by Osborne. Johnson on the miss, Osborne on the bucket.
Eric Knox just simply forgot to block out, and Osborne was hanging around. Came right into his hands.
First 2 points for Osborne. Back to the 4-point pad. Brantley looking inside for Harge. Oregon State needing strength inside right now. They'll give it to Martin, who lays it off. Knox and Johnson there defensively. Good reaction by the Duck guard. Shot clock at 16. Knox with a fadeaway. Back to Payton with 10 seconds on the shot clock. The 3-pointer not there. Rebound, Mr. Grant.
He just muscled it right out of Earl Martin's hands.
Johnson looks for the steam. Taylor, a lane on the right. Little jitterbug move. Coming up on the 9-minute mark, first half. Taylor got Brantley up in the air and draws the foul, and the shot goes. The senior teaching the freshman a little something.
You can tell there's emotion in this basketball game. You forget the records, it doesn't mean a thing. When you're playing Oregon State, and of course Anthony Taylor in his final home appearance after 4 years, he just takes Willie Brantley to the hoop, gets him up in the air, and he converts the basket, has a chance to complete the 3-point play. And he also pointed a little finger, if you notice. Says, take that, freshman.
6 points now for Taylor, could make it 7. He is the number 2 all-time scorer here at Oregon, behind only Ronnie Lee, who he will not be able to reach. But he stands at number 2, number 8 in Pac-10 history, by the way.
He just passed a great player, of course, in Greg Ballard.
Mr. Ballard, yes. High speed, but they can't finish it off, and they got a foul on number 34. Oregon with their biggest lead at 7, and they could widen it.
Yeah, one of the few times that Oregon State has been able to exploit that very tight defense that Oregon is employing today, and couldn't come up with a shot. Will Brantley missed it.
5 team fouls on Oregon State, 3 on Oregon. So with 8:40 remaining in the first half, that will become a factor very soon.
You get the ball over the top, you can have a 2-on-1. There were 4 Beavers right up there, but I'm not sure that Oregon recognized it. Of course, it's easier from this vantage point, as you know, Doc.
That's true. Your local Goodyear retailer is proud to be associated with the Pac-10 Conference. Check your local newspaper for your Goodyear tire and certified auto service value. Don Munson spending a great deal of his coaching career in the Northwest, a brief stint back in Michigan State as an assistant under Judd Heathcote back when they won the national title with Magic Johnson and company. Shot inside, and they call it defensive interference. The shot goes. Give it to Mr. Grant, Randy Grant. And the emotion and the blood is beginning to move up a couple of degrees. 6 points for Grant. Biggest lead, 9 points. But we have seen this on 2 occasions this year. Everybody in the place knows it, all 10,000 strong in McArthur Court. Martin, Balderson got a piece of it, and also Mr. Martin.
Yeah, Tommy Harrington never obviously felt that Balderson got part of the wrist. Looked like a pretty good block from here. Balderson's obviously upset about the call. Unfortunately, it's going to put Earl Martin on the line for 2 because it was a shooting foul.
So Martin goes to the line.
But so often, excuse me, Don.
Well, I was just going to say about 2 out of 3 on his shooting.
But so often what happens is you see a block, you see the ball get touched, but then the hand comes down on the wrist. Not many people see the second part of the action.
It's the same basic teaching. When you put your hand up, leave it up, straight up. So Martin does his job, picks up his 4th point of the afternoon. Back to a 7-point lead. More pressure. Johnson has 2 Beavers. Jason in, keeps it in bounds. Now he's got the double team, and Balderston, lots of trouble as well, and Oregon comes out of it unscathed.
But you can't afford to bring it up every time like that.
Little energy was put forth.
Expended, certainly. I'll tell you right now, frantic also.
Balderson looked for the pass first, then had the shot. Cards the rebound for Oregon State. 7:30 remaining first half.
He found himself open all of a sudden. His legs were spread. He really wasn't in balance, but he thought, gee, it's only an 8-footer.
What the heck?
He couldn't convert it. It was a little tempting for him.
Gary Payton been a little quiet the last few minutes. He now has it on the right corner. Payton, who did it all, had team highs in points, rebounds, steals, and assists in that game Thursday night. Good reversal to Martin. This time he hits it. And the lead is down to 5. It was 9 a moment ago.
Look at that Beaver defense. They're fronting every pass. They're fronting every player. You've got to throw over the top, which makes it very dangerous. And there's another 5-second call, the second one today.
That is turnover number 6 on Oregon, and at least 2 of them have been because of that defense on the full court press, as Jim said. We'll be back with Don Munson and Ralph Miller in just a moment.
It's been said, love is blind. And when it comes to the cost of cars, that may be true. So to ensure you get the performance you paid for, insist on high-octane Chevron Supreme with Techroline. Cleans complete fuel intake systems. Chevron Supreme, because people who use premium really can't afford to buy anything less.
Hey, sounded good. Save a few bucks, get the same quality. Then the gripes start from data processing. I got garbage all over the orders. Pittsburgh now takes all night to download delivery schedules.
AT&T gives you the fastest, most error-free data transmission.
I'm paying 32 truckers to drink coffee. This is a good deal?
AT&T's worldwide intelligent network. Because we know it's not just long distance. It's your business on the line. AT&T, the right choice.
The 9th annual Emmy Award Awards for Sports are finally coming to television, and Raycom Sports and Entertainment is pleased to bring you this exciting evening celebrating the accomplishments of sports television. So join us April 19th at 8 p.m. Pacific time for the 9th Annual Emmy Awards for Sports. Be sure to check your local listings. All of us in the business certainly very interested in looking forward to seeing that show. Nice idea by Raycom to do that.
Oregon State's going to have the ball once again because of the 5-second call. And we'll talk about that pressure defense and how it looks a little different than most clubs employ.
Oregon State with the ball. They're down by 5 with just under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Biggest lead for Oregon, 9 points. First two meetings, Oregon had a 10 and 11-point lead, respectively, in the first half. Osborne on the loose ball. Johnson, who came out hard, scoring 10 points right off the bat, gives to Osborne. Rick getting a lot of playing time today. Normally, he comes off the bench, started, as is the custom for seniors' last home game. He is still there. We want to remind you, coming up, we will be picking the fourth player of the game at the conclusion of today's telecast, so stay with us on this Saturday afternoon. Substitute coming in for Oregon State is number 4, Bob Cavell, who is a freshman out of nearby Salem. He has become the 6th man this year. Marge gives to Cavell.
Oregon State will just wear you down on offense. They do it defensively, but offensively it can be just as tiring and just as testing. They pass the ball better than any team in this conference without putting the ball on the floor.
Knox looks at the three-pointer. Payton will take it. Why not? Three-point basket, Gary Payton.
Now, the defense here is all-out denial. So the only pass and the only outlet you have is over the top, which makes it a very dangerous pass because it has to be right on.
Payton with 8 points in the first half Thursday night. He was 3 for 3 outside the circle. And that lead has been whittled down to only 2. It was at 9.
Now Oregon State has dropped back into a zone defense. Anthony Taylor out of the game. That's certainly, no, excuse me, he's in the ball game.
Osborne, and is able to draw the foul against Cavell. Brett Coffey, by the way, is in there for Oregon inside, number 44. A little more beef. He is a great shot blocker, as all of you around the state of Oregon know. First foul on Cavell, and that is team foul number 6 on the Beavers.
Like you say, Rick Osborne getting a lot of playing time here his last game. Making the most of it. He's going to go to the line for 2, creating a shot there.
He has 2 points. He was one of the many seniors last year that got to tour on Pac-10 All-Star teams. Went over to England. Coffey almost with a rebound. Another foul on Oregon State. And it's on Martin as he and Coffey wrestled for the ball. And that'll put Oregon State over the bonus, and Ralph Miller will watch Oregon go to the line again.
Yeah, and he hates that kind of a play because that's just basic fundamentals. And Earl Martin, of course, picks up another foul. They simply forgot to block off the boards. They played the ball instead of the man. You know, if you get your body into the man, doesn't matter where the ball goes, it's going to come into your hands eventually.
Coffey can't cash in the chips, and Grant puts up the rebound. We got an offense. No shot.
Well, he's bewildered on that. And I'll tell you what happened. He has to have some room for his body to go. He did not want to commit an offensive foul, but he had to bend his knees to get into the shooting mode. And to get his rhythm, he just bent down slightly, and that big bulk just knocked over the Oregon State Beaver.
And when you're 6'6" and about 225, you just about go where you want to.
It was a little too crowded in that point. He just couldn't move.
Down to the 5-minute mark, 2-point lead. Oregon scoring has slowed somewhat in the last few minutes. Knox trying to work it against Johnson. Payton, he has 8 points so far. With Martin, they wrestle. Let's see where the ball goes. It'll be Oregon basketball. Looking at the yard markers to find a better place to place the ball.
And they were on the field going for it too, but a good overplay to stop the entry pass by Brett Coffey, and good perseverance to skin his nose and get his hand on it when he went to the floor. Oregon
with 5. Oregon State with only 3. And that is very typical of their play. Alley-oop, Coffey finds the glass. Marge had a piece of it later, but it still goes. You talk about turnovers. Oregon State has committed 200 less, more than 200 less than their opponents. And the call inside.
Yeah, let's see who they're going to call on. Probably Coffey. No, they're going to call on Frankie Johnson, but I guarantee you that Brett Coffey got a piece of him. And what you want to do when you get the guy to go to the middle, the small man, you've got a shot blocker like Coffey. He may not block the shot, but also it's understood that a kid like Eric Knox is aware of his presence in there. So you don't want to bail him out. That time Oregon bailed him out.
Knox with 6 points here in the first half.
And like you mentioned earlier, Don, his game this year has been up and down. He's just a sophomore also. He's been erratic, and as of late has been playing better as the entire Oregon State squad has.
There's how they beat the press. Streak to the outside, get the outlet there. Oh, Taylor way off. Won't see that very often.
Yeah, I think when he's in the open court one-on-one, go to the basket. You're going to create a foul at least.
Harge can't buy it. 2-point lead, Oregon. Coffey looks for an offensive threat, that being Mr. Grant. Gets it over to Taylor. Yeah. Ralph Miller wanting a travel call.
Yeah, I questioned the decision on Frank Johnson's part to give it to Coffey in the open court when he was in full speed, because not really a ball handler. You want to try to find the guys that can put it on the floor.
9 points for Taylor. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Martin back to Payton. Three-pointer. Grant the rebound. Grant with 6 rebounds Thursday night. Well ahead of that pace today. Johnson again. And the pace steps up a couple of gears. And the lead does as well for Oregon. 13 points for Johnson.
That's man-to-man.
Knox against Johnson.
Good defense there, Frankie.
Here's your battle. Payton against Taylor. The outlet to Knox. Plenty of time. Shot clock at 18. Knox off the glass.
That makes a tough one.
That's a lovely shot. And again.
Well, there you had a little pursuit by the defense. Cabell getting back, Knox getting back.
Well, that is what wore down. That's what wore down, Jim. Oregon in the second half of both games this year was that press eventually taking its toll. So maybe they have finally found the key, at least, to get it down and not expend a lot of energy. Turnover Oregon. The steal by Oregon State. One of the best teams in the Pac-10 when it comes to steals. They lead the conference. Knox gets a pick. Knox taking it all the way into the hoop. And we got a foul on Johnson. Substitution for Oregon is coming in now.
Yeah, that's his second foul, and Steve Wilson very emphatic on the call. He ran over there clear through the lane area, making sure he was going to pick out the right man.
Osborne sits down for Oregon as Steve Raniger, the redshirt sophomore out of Spokane and University High School, comes in. Knox way off on the foul shot. Gets his own rebound. Raniger going against him defensively. Payton. Martin. I think he's found his range. He's tried enough times over there on the right side. That is obviously his assigned area to shoot if it's open.
Yeah, he likes the baseline.
2-point lead, Oregon. Minute 45 in the first half.
You've got 3 good outside shooters from Oregon right now. Steve Raniger can put the ball in the basket.
Grant, Coffey. I think he walked. Yeah, Wilson side.
You've got to make good decisions. Oregon has not done that on several occasions here in the first half.
Composure, and some more composure. 2-point lead, minute 37 remaining as Oregon is on top. We'll return after this from Goodyear.
A simple country boy has simple needs. A house, a car, and the most advanced high-performance tires on the road.
Take me where this heart began. Love to ride the same good land that my daddy loved.
The Goodyear Eagle VR was developed out of a Formula One racing tire design, and that's important, even if you're just going next door.
Goodyear, take me home.
If you view public TV as being just a little too dull,
Are you frightened?
Oregon Public Broadcasting. Watch out. It's surprising.
Today's Pacific 10 Conference game is brought to you in part by Alaska Airlines, serving all of Alaska and cities throughout the West. Be sure to stay with us on the Raycom Sports Network following our game here in Eugene. Bill Stone and Dan Belwamini will be courtside as the Stanford Cardinal travels to Los Angeles to face the USC Trojans. George Raveling. As far as the tournament itself coming up down in Tucson, beginning, as you see, the coverage Friday, March 11th with doubleheaders, 2 in a row. And this tournament is just going to get better and better and better. Of course, Oregon State suffering such a huge blow with Sherwood going down. Everyone hoping that would be the #2 team to possibly get into the NCAA playoffs and enter March Madness.
And, of course, the big game this weekend, I feel, is Washington State, Arizona State. We'll talk about that in a little bit, Don.
Almost a push right now between Payton and Taylor, at least in scoring. Outlet. Minute 18 remaining first half. Hard against Grant. Short. Keeping it alive was Brantley. Raniger comes up with a loose ball. They've got 1:06 to work with. Taylor. Raniger can hit it from outside. And Johnson back in there. So you got some good outside shooting right now, Jim.
Yes, you do. And you're also a man-to-man defense again. Or Anthony Taylor wants to go to the hoop.
And he does. With 3 Beavers chasing him, he still was able to get that right hand up and under.
One of the quickest players in the country on a first step with the ball in his hands, dribbling on the floor. Dribbling on the floor. He really can make a move to the hoop. And he loves the baseline, as we mentioned.
11 for Taylor. 30 seconds. Shot clock now at 24. So about 3 seconds Oregon will have at least to play with. Should they run the clock all the way down, that being the Beavers, they won't do it. Here comes Oregon. Plenty of time. And they hit the brakes.
You've got 12 seconds left. They got to get into some kind of action. Here they go.
Mr. Taylor, I'm sure, will take matters into his own hands. 7 seconds. Grant backdoor. Johnson, nice idea, but the execution not quite there.
Yeah, Frankie held up slightly, and Randy Grant thought he was going to pursue right through the lane, and Johnson was coming back out.
That was a nice idea. The back door. Campbell sits down in the last 4 seconds. Payton get him within range. 1 second. 1 count. So it's halftime. Oregon, as they have for the last 3 times now, lead at halftime against Oregon State. This case by the score 33-29, and so far history is repeating itself anyway, Jim.
And of course Oregon's playing very outstanding basketball today, particularly at the defensive end. They forced some turnovers of their own, keep this ball game close. They have a 4-point lead.
It's halftime here in the Willamette Valley in Eugene. We'll return with more in McArthur Court after this.
If you like to drive, really like to drive, this is what your next car should be. This is the all-new Pontiac Grand Prix. This is the 1988 Motor Trend Car of the Year. And that ought to be you driving.
It's been said, love is blind. And when it comes to the cost of cars, that may be true. So to ensure you get the performance you paid for, insist on high-octane Chevron Supreme with Techroline. Cleans complete fuel intake systems. Chevron Supreme, because people who use premium really can't afford to to buy anything less.
Hey, Jimmy. Is that the game?
Almost. You gonna watch?
Yeah, I'm meeting some of the guys across the street.
It should be great.
The United States hockey team must win.
Once every 4 years, something happens in this country. Once every 4 years, we all come together.
You gotta see this game.
Budweiser is proud to help bring the Olympics to America and Americans closer together.
It's the sale you wait for. It's Smith's 12-hour sale, and it's Saturday from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. only. Shop for single-day savings on furniture, appliances, and electronics. For example, this Zenith VCR with remote is just $257. This 40-inch big screen is just $1697. And all Zenith video cameras are sale price from just $447. You can also buy Saturday with no payments and no interest until September. It's the sale you wait for. Smith's 12-hour sale. Saturday, 9 till 9. Don't miss it.
It's halftime here in Eugene. Oregon State now trailing by 4. Let's take time now to learn a bit more about these two Pacific 10 schools.
Hi, I'm John Byrne, president of Oregon State University. As Oregon's land-grant and sea-grant university, we're expanding our commitment to the liberal arts and sciences so that we may better support our strengths in agriculture, engineering, forestry, and oceanography. At the same time, we're building our commitment to the world community as our faculty take their teaching and research expertise to all corners of the globe. Find out more. Write me personally, John Byrne, Oregon State, Corvallis.
Higher education at the University of Oregon is more than just an institution. It's a state of mind that constantly searches for answers in a universe of questions. It's a way of looking at the things around us more carefully and more closely. It's a way of life that makes the world a better place and of the mind a better world. The University of Oregon.
These days, people talk a lot about truth in labeling. At Budweiser, we started our own truth in labeling program over 100 years ago. And what was true 100 years ago is still true today. Budweiser, the king of beers.
Hey, how do you like your Ranger? Great. How about your Toyota? Nice. Yeah, I checked out Toyota before I got this. Oh, yeah? Why'd you go for the Ford? Ranger had more features and a lower sticker price. You're kidding. What features? Well, a fuel-injected engine, tachometer, and interval wipers, P215 all-season radials, and a 6-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. All that? Yep, and still priced less than Toyota.
Your order, please.
What did he order?
Now, during Ford's Leadership Celebration, get a $500 cash bonus on Ranger. 92.3 KGON.
Sir, he's doing it again.
Again? Doing what again?
.3 KGON, because you're never too old to rock and roll.
Back to halftime here in Eugene. Don Poyer along with Jim Barnett in a very good game. And Jim, I look at that score, 4-point lead for Oregon. In game 1, Oregon led by 6 at halftime. In game 2, Thursday night, they led by 3 at halftime up in Corvallis, and now they lead by 4. The trend continues.
Well, certainly, and of course, historically, this series and this arch rival here has always been low-scoring, ball control, defense. You're not going to see an Oklahoma, you're not going to see a Loyola Marymount score here today, 100-plus points. But the tight zone defense by Oregon really took Oregon State by surprise earlier on. They were having tough, difficult shots to convert in there. And, of course, Gary Payton is at his best when they play man-to-man defense because he can exploit the defense with his quickness.
Assess his work for the first half for us, Jim.
Well, Gary Payton, I think they've done a pretty good job of containing him. When he gets one-on-one, he is so quick. He has diverse moves to the basket. There's a tough shot that you see Anthony Taylor playing against him. Made him take a tough one, but he's got a good spin move. He obviously knows where he is at all times on the basketball court, and he has that rare ability to get up in the air and create a shot or else create a passing situation.
Now I go back to to the other problem, that being that Sherwood is not playing for Oregon State. That's 15.5 points a game that is not there for Oregon State, despite even though Payton's playing well.
And I think psychologically the other Oregon State players felt that.
Yeah.
They went out there and they felt a little tight shooting from the outside. Now, they've warmed up a little bit since then. I think the real key to the game right now is the Oregon guards, because Frank Johnson has 12 points at the half. Anthony Taylor is on his game. They're playing in control. They have 23 of the 33 points.
In terms of difficulty and beauty, I think probably Anthony Taylor wins the award. This was lovely. Here comes the outlet, and
this was a play here, and a great pass by Frankie Johnson, reading the defense. One of the few times that Anthony Taylor has been in the open court, and he knows what to do with it with his great leaping ability. He takes it home, and you got to admire Gary Payton. He didn't give up on the play. He went right in there and challenged him, but Anthony Taylor just took it a little higher.
We were kidding in the first half about composure for Oregon. Very briefly, what do you think it is now for the second half for Oregon? Same thing, keep it to the outside on that press, maintain composure and take the good shot, use your strength inside as well as Taylor out on top?
I think you have to be very discriminating. You have to control the pressure defense, and you have to make good basketball decisions. You can't throw it to a man that can't handle the ball on a fast break. You don't want to throw it to a bread coffee. You want to put it in the hands of the people that can control it. You want to take good, discerning shots and hope they go in for you.
Let the cerebral side of the game take place and take over the game. All right, we'll return here to Eugene in just a moment. We'll be back after this word from your local stations. This is the Raycom Sports Network.
Since the Johnsons got their Mitsubishi Mirage, they've been driving a lot more.
Nice car.
But who can blame them? With its sleek styling, roomy full-cloth interior, and its many features others don't offer.
Nice car.
And considering the Johnsons got the Mirage for just over $8,600...
Nice car.
They can spend more time and money in their car instead of on their car.
Once more around the block, Dad?
Mitsubishi. Suddenly, the obvious choice.
It's like the right girl with the right man, or the right way with the right man. Take a new step, make your next round. The silver bullet, it won't slow you down. So come on in the Coors Light, it's the right beer now. To the good life, yeah. Good life, yeah. So come on into Coors Light, it's the right beer now.
Deadly power seizes Captain Picard.
Someone restrain the captain!
On Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Tonight on KPTV 12.
This week's Volkswagen Pac-10 Conference Player of the Week is sophomore guard Gary Payton of Oregon State. The 6'3" sophomore from Oakland led the Beavers to a road sweep of Cal and Stanford to pull Oregon State into sole possession of second place in the Pac-10. In the two games, Payton scored 39 points, grabbed 11 rebounds. In last Saturday's win at Stanford, Payton keyed an Oregon State comeback and victory, scoring the team's last 5 points.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
Let's take a look at some of the other games around the country on the final regular season weekend for just about everybody here on the Budweiser scoreboard. DePaul, Joey Meyer getting the victory over Denny Crum at Louisville. And also Maryland defeating Virginia back on the east side of the United States. Elsewhere, South Carolina with a victory. Indiana defeating Ohio State. Kansas State by 10 over Missouri, and Memphis State by 22 over Virginia Tech.
You got a first half score with Clemson and Georgia Tech. They're meaningless right now, 20-18. And then, of course, Oklahoma, Nebraska. Now, that's the game because Oklahoma has to win that game to clinch the Big 8 crown against Nebraska today.
And that is our look at the other games on the Budweiser scoreboard. Time now for our National Car Rental Pac-10 Olympian, another outstanding conference athlete expected to perform on our Summer Olympic team. Stanford's Pablo Morales ranks among the most decorated swimmers in the history of collegiate competition. During his 4-year career, he won a record 11 individual NCAA titles, including 4 consecutive crowns in both the 100 and 200-yard butterflies. The resident of Santa Clara, California, was an 84 gold medalist in the 400-meter medley relay and is the current world record holder in the 100-meter butterfly. An academic All-American, Morales is the favorite to win the 100 butterfly at the 88 Olympic Games in Seoul.
What do you get when you join National's Emerald Club?
C29, silver Chevy Beretta.
You get special privileges like upgrades.
E15, blue Cadillac DeVille.
You get special rewards like convertibles for the summer.
F31, red Pontiac Sunbird.
You can even earn trips to faraway places.
G12, white DC-10 to Honolulu.
If you think you're worth more than clean ashtrays, join the club.
The new Volkswagen Fox is a lot of car for the money. For instance, a powerful 1.8-liter fuel-injected engine is standard. So are power front disc brakes, rack and pinion steering, and 4-wheel independent suspension. Now, we could have done what some did, cut the standard features and offered less car for less money. But we'd never pull a stunt like that. That isn't the Volkswagen way. 1988 Fox, only $62.90.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Memories. Nothing evokes them like the house they grew up in. The first stairway he climbed, the first railing they peeked through, the first banister she floated down. All part of the reason the Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee exists. To help rebuild your home, whatever the cost, right down to the spot where Dad hung his hat. The Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Let's look a little more closely now at the first half between Oregon and Oregon State. In terms of shooting, very much like an earlier trend. The first meeting in the Far West Classic where Oregon shot 70% or better in the first half. And then they cooled off dramatically in the second half. Oregon State warmed up, however.
Of course, that's phenomenal shooting for Oregon, and you can't really count on Oregon State shooting 40% for the game. What's kept them in the game is the three-point shots. They haven't got a great percentage of those, but they've had a few more than Oregon, of course.
Oregon State for the year, by the way, is just about 50%, so you're right. They're well below their average. In terms of three-pointers, not that many shot, really. And then in rebounding, Oregon with a slide nod there with Randy Grant and company.
They should have a rebounding edge.
Yes, they should indeed. Scoring, really, it's 3 principal people for both teams. Good even scoring for Oregon State with Knox, Payton, and Martin.
They just have to find somebody else that can put the ball in the basket for them this afternoon in the second half. And, of course, here you go with Johnson and Taylor collectively. They're 10 for 13 from the floor in the first half. And Randy Grant, he's going to be a key factor because he keeps it even out there. They put it inside, then you can't concentrate on Johnson and Taylor on the outside.
Interesting. Most of the points predominantly coming from outside, not inside. Second half is just moments away here in the Willamette Valley. We'll be back after this.
What do you think of the Ford Festiva?
It's big.
Small.
Nah, it's big. Sort of a big smallness.
Festiva gives you features like a roomy interior, 660 powertrain warranty, sometimes even your own parking space. So it's big and small.
How about Festiva's price?
It's small.
It's nothing. Small smallness.
Ford Festiva. Call it big, call it small. Call it yours for only $54.90.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Once every 4 years, something happens in this country. Once every 4 years, the Olympics come to America. And once every 4 years, we all come together. Budweiser is proud to help bring the Olympics to America. Good picture. And Americans closer together.
How to shave a giant. Avoid big trouble. Use the Gillette Good News Plus disposable. It's got the Lubra-Smooth strip. So the comfortable shave for a giant is
this little guy.
Good News Plus from Gillette.
No one really knows how your skin got sensitive. But if it is, try the shave cream with more advanced lubricants than any other. Gillette Foamy for sensitive skin.
Today's Pacific 10 Conference game is being brought to you by Goodyear. By Chevron. By Ford and your Ford dealers. By Budweiser. And by Volkswagen, the official car of the Pac-10. Don Poyer along with Jim Barnett. Mr. Barnett, let's take a look now at the inside track, brought to you by Goodyear.
I think Oregon State in the second half has to keep Oregon shooting from the outside. I cannot believe that Oregon will keep up a torrid pace of over 71%. And they've got to do a better job on the defensive rebounding end. Oregon has several offensive rebounds that have led to baskets.
Oregon getting a lot of their points from the outside. As we said earlier, Anthony Taylor with 11, Johnson with 12. Those are the two guards.
And very simple with Oregon, you stop Payton's penetration. Gary Payton handles the ball at 80% of the time. You stop Payton, you stop the Beavers. I think also they got to keep trying to force the action inside. Randy Grant can exploit the defense inside. He's got a big hulking frame that leads to offensive rebounds, free throws. Also, it loosens up the defense, which frees up Taylor and Johnson. And the third thing, of course, take care of the basketball. Oregon State forces the action. They have a turnover margin, a plus ratio of 8. The average turnovers against them is about 20 per team. Oregon has 9.5. They just have to take care of their possessions. They can score, obviously, they've proven that.
Oregon State with 5 turnovers in the first half, and Oregon with 9, and that is all what you're talking about, of taking good care of the ball, which of course ties in with composure. When you've got 3 Oregon State Beavers crawling all over you, you can't forget the ultimate challenge, and that is to get the ball to an open man.
And you can bet Ralph Miller is going to have his troops out here charging and very aggressive and relentless here in the second half.
And as you said earlier, their biggest weapon is quickness, so you got to take advantage of it right now. Here we go with the second half, 33-29. Oregon on top. Eric Knox has it on the right side and out on top to Brantley.
Miller has brought back Marcellus Wright. He only played a couple of minutes. He said he didn't know what to expect. And I thought that hook shot, was maybe not in his repertoire. And Ralph Miller took it out of the game. Now there's a ball just off the foot of Eric Knox, trying to get around the baseline on Osborne.
Now you talk about Marcellus Wright. He had shot the ball all but 5 times coming into this contest. Crowd getting a little antsy now about that 5 count.
You can almost run a football pattern, just a streak play, a fly pattern. Just have him take off, someone take off and throw over the top. It's risky, but it'll guarantee you 2 points at the other end.
Osborne starting the second half. Here's Taylor, and the key hits the brakes. The shot too far. Grant with another rebound. Good outlet. Taylor with a good open shot and buries it.
He had a little bit of rhythm on that shot. I think the first time he almost jumped too high. He was only going against Eric Knox. He didn't have to work that hard. Too much effort.
13 for Taylor. Turn around. No. Marcellus Wright's part, and Taylor has the ball for Oregon. Their lead is at 6. It's early, but we got to say it. It's crunch time right now. Oregon has to break the trend of the last 2 games in these 2 meetings. Again, the ball is kicked out of bounds. Mishandled by Oregon State.
Yeah, that's just a miscue that doesn't happen very often to this club, but you saw the tremendous quickness of Marcellus Wright, the shot blocking ability. That's one thing they did know about him. Of course, he's out of the basketball game, but he made a nice move on Randy Grant to salvage the block.
Joe Harge into the game, number 34. Johnson, who had 12 in the first half, gives to Osborne. Taylor, Grant, finds open, and Johnson. I really like Grant. He's always got his eyes up.
Yeah, he's looking for the perimeter, and he knows where the defenders are, and he knows who his shooters are.
14 for Johnson. Right now, Taylor is following Payton wherever he goes, and they're man-to-man. Looks like the foul on Balderston as he was posting up behind Mr. Martin.
Yeah, Martin likes that lower right side. He loves to post up on that side. Just take a fadeaway to his left shoulder towards the baseline.
First team foul on Oregon. None on Oregon State. 37-29. Steal by Johnson. Got it.
That's great anticipation. by Frankie Johnson, and also tremendous speed to beat Harge to the basket. I thought Harge had an angle on him, but Johnson took it right to that carom area of the backboard and the rim.
Oregon set on breaking the string, and Johnson has done a lot of it. He has 16 already. Payton, yes. If you're wondering, Johnson's career high is 25. Back to an 8-point lead for the Ducks. And the turnover.
Yeah, it wasn't even pressure defense. It was just normal extension by Oregon State, and Osborne just lost the handle on it. Obviously, he threw it over to the bench.
Hart sitting down. Campbell comes into the game at the high post right now, number 4 for Oregon State, who has become the designated 6th man we mentioned earlier. Payton taking his time, finding the right opportunity against Taylor. Here comes Grant to help out. Back to Knox, shot clock at 23, lots of time. Payton, 3. Taylor got it for Oregon.
Gotta go.
They could move the lead to 10 or 11 here. Won't do it. Turnover. Again, Jim, as you said, taking care of the ball. And a lovely assist from Knox to Martin on the bucket.
They're the best team in the conference, probably next to Arizona. Oregon State is at creating turnovers and then igniting their offense. Here comes Taylor back the other way.
No rebounder underneath, rolls the dice and loses this time.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the rebounder.
Yeah.
He's a shooter.
That sounds like it's something you used to relate to there, Jim. Knox trying to go baseline, and Osborne takes a piece of his right arm. Mr. Grant and Mr. Knox share a glare at each other.
Eric Knox goes around Osborne. Now Osborne, obviously beaten on the play, just reached around and committed a silly foul.
Very difficult play to make. 15:59 remaining second half. 6-point lead for Oregon. They had it up by 10 a moment ago. Good game here in McArthur Court.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
Say they want your business. But when you finally buy a ticket, not all airlines act like it. At Alaska Airlines, we do more than promise good service. We go out of our way to deliver it.
Oh, made it. Keep pushing. That low octane stuff's not going in this, baby.
What?
This one? They just have one with 87 octane. There's a Unical up the street, wimp. So? They're the only one with an 89 unleaded regular. So? An engine that knocks and pings isn't cool. And Unical has the best gasoline and clean up port fuel injectors.
How's she running?
Needs some 89, Murph.
Right, I'll fill her up.
Nah, $2 will do.
Oh.
Go with the spirit of 76.
At halftime, Jim and I talked about Bill Sherwood, the man who is sitting there in the blue suit, sweatsuit, that his 15 points are going to be badly needed. Somebody has to make up for it. Wright started for him.
And then, of course, Joe Harge has played the majority of the minutes, and he has 0. He's got a goose egg so far, so, you know, obviously they haven't made up for that. And they're missing also that outside shooting. He shoots 46%, which gives another dimension because the big man can't come out and guard him from that 3-point range. That's a great ability to have for him, and you just can't replace that.
Marcellus Wright, 1 for 3 in this game. 6-point lead for Oregon. They have led virtually throughout this contest, except for the opening minutes. Payton. Grant outside quite a ways that time. And on the baseline, the shot doesn't go for Martin. Shortest man on the court, getting the rebound in Johnson at 6'1". Taylor, Grant, Good position. Goes right through him, but can't put it in. Nice defensive move, knocking the ball away as Oregon State knocks to the right, looks inside for Martin, posting up.
Yeah, Grant got too close to the hoop and brought the ball back.
Laying it off to Martin is Payton, who gets it. No call, no foul, despite Ralph Miller's protest.
You get the idea that Oregon is playing about as well as they can, and yet they're only 4 points ahead. So obviously Oregon State in position to make a run.
Keep in mind, Oregon's shot 71% in the first half, but they hold on to a 6-point lead. 14:50 remaining here since intermission. Taylor with 15. Turnover. 3-on-2. Osborne. No call. Payton the rebound.
You see how Payton found the shooter, Eric Knox? Looked around, saw the man who was out there. Did not to take the shot, Eric didn't.
I don't think he wisely did not from outside. Shot clock at 22. Turnover. Don't forget, coming up, it might be a little tough picking this one. We want to remind you, we'll have the Ford Player of the Game at the conclusion of today's telecast.
Oregon State with an inordinate amount of turnovers here early.
They lead the league, averaging 9.5 steals per game. In terms of turnovers, you just don't see it very often at Oregon State.
Not from any Ralph Miller team.
No.
You really have to appreciate the possession. He knows that.
Touch on the turnaround. Taylor misses. Gary Payton shouting to Miller about something. There we got a regular discussion going on. Okay, back to business, Gary.
Well, Payton is one guy that will challenge Ralph Miller. Not many people will.
He's talking. He's got a frown on his face right now. Cavill from outside.
What are you going to do?
They're communicating.
You're not going to take him out of the game. But he's feisty. He's a little too feisty on that one.
Payton suffered a technical foul Thursday night against Oregon. And he's still looking over at Coach.
Well, he lets his emotions show right on his brow. And, of course, there he got a little physical with Frankie Johnson. But I got to like Gary Payton. I like him very much because he is not afraid of all the taunting. He's not afraid of challenging someone, even in this McArthur Court.
He was accused and convicted, shall we say, of throwing some gum at one of the Oregon cheerleaders last year. So the man's labeled for the next 3 more years of his career. Osborne still has it. What do we got? Double dribble.
Of course, the fans here, Don Munson wants the foul. He felt that Osborne got fouled, and they may change it right here.
No.
There was a lot of contact the play before. Watch Osborne with the ball. He got hit as he released. Right there. And, you know, they didn't call anything.
Back to live action in the corner is Bradley. Freshman getting some great experience here in a pressure game, even though it really means nothing in terms of standings for these two teams. Nothing but net. Bradley from Roosevelt High School. A Teddy up in Seattle.
Not going to get any help. The last play down, Oregon felt they were robbed, but you just got to do it yourself out there on the court. You got to take care of it and make your own things happen.
And with a 1-point lead for Oregon, we go back to what you said on item number 3, take care of the ball. That's what Oregon must do.
Well, Anthony Taylor did travel, but they thought it should have been
a foul.
Yeah, insufficient because the foul occurred before.
Johnson gets help from Balderson. What a move by Bradley, but they do call the foul. And rightfully so, going over the back.
Yeah, you can see the quickness of Will Brantley. Good anticipation. He got a lot of the ball. Now, he got Frank Johnson from behind. He was out of position. Frankie took him to the basket. Brantley got a pretty good block, but got a piece of the body, and that's what they're calling on it.
Let's see what Ralph has to say about it. And he's been doing that for 38 years, folks.
He's got 1,008 games to his credit. What is he, number 3 or something on the all-time list?
Number 7. He's number 1 active. He's 17 behind John Wooden. So I got to believe he'll be back. He'd love to go past his old friend.
Yeah, he hasn't made any predictions when he's going to hang it up.
No,
of course, Jimmy Anderson, who's been around for over 20 years, is going to be the...
Waiting.
Yeah, he's waiting. He may be 65 before he takes over.
That waiting room has got to be collecting some cobwebs. It says something about Jim's love for Oregon State to stay here in Wade because he is such a great coach, great recruiter. Payton with a lovely move. Back to a 1-point lead for Oregon.
He did a good job of standing still once he made the stop and didn't come into Grant. Avoided the offensive foul.
12 points for Gary. Anthony Taylor looking more to Balderston. Balderston with a 3.7 GPA in biology.
Oregon State primarily in the second half. Just zone, simple zone defense, 2-3.
Tough pass again, taking care of the ball. Here comes Payton. He can walk it home. Oregon State leads for the first time in the second half.
And Payton does a little skip going back on defense.
I think Don Munson might want to call a timeout here pretty soon. 11:08 remaining. That's how long it took. And I'm just amazed at the trend, regardless of where they played. This is the third different location they played, and it's the same trend so far anyway. But let's see if Oregon can fight back. Osborne, right side, short. Balderson, good rebound, and his foul over the back by the freshman Brantley.
Keith Balderson asserting himself. Terrific offensive rebound.
Don't you think he needs to? He's a senior.
He's kind of disappeared here in the second half.
Yeah.
That's the first time you've even called his name.
I noticed when Taylor came to the left side before this foul, he was looking to Balderson as if it's time to get him back in the offensive motion.
And of course, Brantley, a quick leaper, once again got a lot of the ball, but got a piece of the body, picks up his third foul.
3 team fouls on Oregon State, 2 on the Ducks. Points. 2 points for Balderston, so he has been relatively quiet in the scoring department. Timeout, 10:52 here in the second half. 1-point lead belonging to the Ducks. And we'll return after this from Goodyear.
When 4-time Indy winner A.J. Foyt takes to the track, he uses just one make of tire, the Goodyear Racing Eagle. And the official Cadillac safety car takes to the track on just one make of tire, the Goodyear Eagle VR Gatorback Street Radio. And not by coincidence, because Goodyear makes better high-performance tires for the track and for the street. Goodyear Eagles. They'll take you home the quick way or to the winner's circle.
Goodyear, take me home.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
Outside of Reese's new package, you'll find deliciously simple recipes. On the inside, you'll find it simply delicious. Just look for the red and yellow stripes. With Reese's sausage, you've got it made.
Travel for Pac-10 basketball telecasts arranged through PSA. Nobody serves California like California's airline, PSA. The second annual Goodyear Pac-10 tournament is in Tucson, March 10th through the 13th at McHale Center on the University of Arizona campus. Tickets going fast. Only a few hundred remain, and you can get yours by calling the Arizona ticket office at 602-621-2411. The Goodyear Pac-10 tournament. It's definitely a hot ticket. Hopefully it'll be about 85 all week.
I'm looking forward to enjoying a little of that sun.
Eric Knox. Brantley. In this half, Oregon is 6 for 9 in the field, by the way. Oregon State 4 for 11. So that trend has been broken. They have not shot very well here in the second half. Brantley on the miss. Ralph Miller up and discussed. 1-point lead, the Ducks. Turnover, Oregon.
Yeah, that's just killed them here in the 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of the second half. Just too many turnovers.
It's about hair pulling time for Don Munson. We have to keep an eye on him. Usually that hair comes straight down. Much like all of Judd Heathcote here. In crunch time. Outstanding coach. Payton holds on to it. Pesky, Mr. Johnson next to him. This is Brantley. Misses 2 in a row. And Grant with a rebound. Brantley's played a good game today. Taylor looking for the posting up Grant.
They may need for him to play a little bit better even.
Yes. Grant with 6 rebounds so far.
Oregon State's done a good job defensively in the second half, just taking away the paint area. No penetration, no interior passes. One time Randy Grant had a good look at the basket, got it blocked.
Shot clock at 16. Balderson having to post up way outside. Grant, here he goes, lays it off to Balderson, gets his first field goal of the game.
And once again, they go back to man-to-man, and Oregon finds some seam inside to get it to Balderson. Exploiting it again and got an uncontested basket.
Grant with a nice eyes, good assist, something that has become his trademark this year in Pac-10 play. Knox, man credited with good defense against Todd Lichty when they defeated Stanford last weekend. He has the ball now.
Oregon State's played better when they played that zone defense.
Cabell, Knox, Payton, Knox against Johnson, the floating jumper, and he buries it.
Showed something on that one.
Yes, he did.
Didn't look like he had anywhere to go, but nice control and got a good look at the hoop and kept concentration there.
He's got 11. 1-point lead, Oregon. Starting to wind down now. 8-18, 8-17. Records for what it's worth. Oregon at 14-12. Oregon State 18-8.
Now back to the zone defense again.
Rebound. Oregon State. Here comes Payton. Oregon State goes the lanes. Payton keeps it. Tries to lay it off. Balderson. Good eyes.
Yeah, good read.
Yes. Johnson getting away with what could have been a critical mistake. Turns it into 2.
He got the luck of the bounce. Came right back to him. Took it in left-handed. Acrobatic shot.
He's got 18. 7 short of a career high. What could have been an intended pass to Randy Grant. Really not in position for the fast break, and it bounces back to him. Knox trying to deal his own cards. Oregon wanted a travel call. Balderson with it. What do we got? Foul, Oregon State. Earl Martin.
That's got to be at least number 3 on Earl Martin.
Yes. Number 3 on Earl. 3 on Brantley. 3 on Martin. My goodness, time to take a deep breath and cool off just a bit. 7:21 remaining here at McArthur Court. 10,000 fans watching on. We'll return for the final 7 minutes.
This spot's for all that you do.
It's all tied up.
Miles, you're in. 110, 110, only 4 seconds left to play. Sager at the top of the key, shoots. Oh, Miles with the rebound. It's good. A rookie, Kevin Miles. Oh.
You make America work.
Kevin Miles. Out of dreams here, huh?
For everyone who works toward their dream, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Welcome to professional basketball.
The new Volkswagen Fox is a lot of car for the money. For instance, a powerful 1.8-liter fuel-injected engine is standard. So are power front disc brakes, rack and pinion steering, and 4-wheel independent suspension. Now, we could have done what some did. Cut the standard features and offered less car for less money. But we'd never pull a stunt like that. That isn't the Volkswagen way. 1988 Fox, only $62.90.
Tomorrow is the final day of regular season play, and despite the fact Oregon State and Oregon are entrenched in 2nd and 5th places respectively, there's still a lot of teams elbowing for the best tournament position. It's a final day doubleheader at 1 o'clock, Washington State at Arizona State, followed by California at UCLA. So check your local listings for the games and times in your area.
And of course, Washington State and Arizona State.
That's everything.
Yeah, there's everything to them. Whoever wins that game does not have to play that Thursday night.
They fight for a first-round bye. You're all right, James. 3-point lead in this one for Oregon. Biggest lead, I believe, was at 10, and here it goes. Here's the press. Turnover, no. Osborne gets it across, looks for help. Balderston underneath. Oh, my goodness.
Once again, Lady Luck has a part to play in it, though. Balderston came up with a basket. Osborne finding a lot of traffic in the backcourt, and the ball rebounded back to him, and he found Balderston underneath.
Not sure how they got there, but they did. 5-point lead is cut to 2. A 3-pointer by Oregon State. Again, the pressure.
Just
Taylor.
go to the hoop. Just go to the hoop.
He's got a one-on-one. Oh, heartbreak. Taylor can't cash it in after Knox plays him defensively. 6.5 minutes remaining. 2-point lead for Oregon.
These are little fine points, but I felt once he got by Knox, Knox went out of the picture. He could have laid it up underhanded. A little softer touch that way rather than put it back with the palm.
Baseline, Cavill hits the yellow stripe. Your local Goodyear retailer is proud to be associated with the Pac-10 Conference. Check your local newspaper and your Goodyear tire and certified auto service value. One more timeout. 6:19 remaining. 2-point lead. Ducks. Back in a minute.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
It's the sale you wait for. It's Smith's 12-hour sale, and it's Saturday from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. only. Shop for single-day savings on furniture, appliances, and electronics. For example, this Zenith VCR with remote is just $257. This 40-inch big screen is just $1697. And all Zenith video cameras are sale price from just $447. You can also buy Saturday with no payments and no interest until September. It's the sale you wait for. Smith's 12-hour sale. Saturday, 9 till 9. Don't miss it.
Travel arranged through PSA, the only airline to serve all 4 Bay Area airports with the most non-stops to the Los Angeles area. PSA. Get out your spyglass. Did Cavill hit the yellow line down there, Jim Barnett?
Well, once again, one of those careless turnovers. Bob Cavill's right heel. We don't know whether he stopped action right there. We don't know whether it came down or not. Didn't look like it did. It was over the line, but his foot never really came down.
Very close. Maybe the left ball of his foot, but very close. Turnovers. Oregon still with 2 more at this stage. Got a foul on Gary Payton.
And he's wondering why. He felt he had a hand on the ball.
2 fouls on Gary. And Ralph Miller, for the 38th year, coming in here to McArthur Court. And he hasn't lost here since 1979. It's incredible. Don Munson still looking for his first win against Miller here in McArthur. Oregon State has won 5 straight, 9 out of their last 10. Oregon with an upper division finish here, regardless of what happens today.
They'd like to win, though, to assure themselves of a winning season. Give them 15 wins no matter what happens in the tournament. They'll have a winning season.
Oregon right now at 14-12, 9-8 in conference play.
Plus, they'd like to beat Oregon State. You know, throw out everything else. You want to win this game.
Grant. The old jump hook.
Yeah, with the right hand. I haven't seen that one. Usually turns to the left, takes the left hand in, but he had nowhere to go and used the right hand very deftly.
Both teams have scored 20 points here in the second half.
Get down! Told you it wasn't going to be Oklahoma.
Knox. Good movement as Martin is left alone. Balderston taking matters into his own hands under the boards as Johnson rotates over to Balderston. As usual, the Oregon coaches flashing those cards out to the team, which play to run, which defense to run. Osborne Just can't buy that deep shot today. Gary Payton with 4:50 remaining, and his team down by 4. He on occasion can do everything, whatever it takes to win. And we've got a foul on Marcellus Wright of Oregon State.
The basket by Will Brantley will count. Marcellus just a little over anxious going to the boards. Picks up another foul, and he's immediately back on the bench again as Bob Cabell comes in. Now I'm taking your job.
I was looking up at the team fouls. 5 on Oregon State. Check that. 6 now on Oregon State and only 2 on Oregon. So obviously that will become a factor here in a few minutes. Osborne now 1 of 6.
We got 10
seconds. Yes, indeed. But if nothing else, they did not throw it away. It's better to take that than it is to throw away out of panic and get some instant turnover and points rather than at least being able to set up.
Yeah, you're going to have to make them work for the 2 points, but you don't like it regardless.
No, it's the lesser of the 2 evils, I suppose you could say. Another timeout, Oregon State calls it, so we'll use it ourselves. 4.5 minutes remaining. 2-point lead. It stayed there quite some time. So here at McArthur Court, stretch time coming up.
Anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, do you happen to know where I could find a good mechanic?
Someone who knows what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Someone you can trust?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody like that, Murph?
Sure do.
At a gas station?
No, a 76 Protec station. Our mechanics are trained at a 76 Protec school.
So your guys get it right the first time?
Guaranteed.
Sounds great, Murph. Now, do you happen to know where I can find a good barber?
With the spirit of 76.
Working hard every day, doing things your own way.
Here in Oregon, we believe in a better way of life. That's why we work so hard. And now First Interstate Bank is working harder than ever to help you get the things you deserve. With loans that let you decide the terms. And Advance Line, a line of credit that lets you decide how much to borrow and when. So get the loan you deserve.
First Interstate Bank, doing things your way.
In case you're wondering, Arizona will play, as you see there, the comparison, first of all, in guard scoring. All the points, really. Vast majority coming from outside the circle.
It's a guard-oriented and a guard-dominated game this afternoon here for both teams.
Oregon State will play the winner of the 7th and 10th place, by the way, in the Pac-10 in the first round. And Oregon will play Stanford more than likely, 5 against 4. So that's what's up in the future next weekend for these 2 teams. 4:20 remaining, and a 2-point lead for the Ducks, looking for their first win against Oregon State this year. Payton against Balderston. There's the turnover. Oregon now can wind the lead. Pass down to Johnson. He's been hot, cooled off the last few minutes, though. Grant takes it off the glass. 4-point lead. Points for Randy Grant. The JC transfer out of New York, averaging 10 a game. Knox. Rebound Oregon, and Taylor. Grant, check it down to Johnson against Campbell. Composure, composure. Knox inside, gives to Martin on a nice little feed. And the lead is back to 2.
And Martin with a nice little pump fake, lost both Oregon defenders.
Cross-court pass to Balderston, who will obviously slow things up and set it up. 3-10.
You had a 4-point swing there. Frankie Johnson missing the basket. Had a good look at it, just couldn't convert. And then, of course, Martin coming up with a good play at the other end off the feed from Knox.
Taylor. Johnson. Now it's time to eat up as much of that clock as they can as they go into the 3-minute mark. 2:52.
So far today, Oregon has answered every challenge. Let's just see if they can do it going down to the wire.
Don Munson wants a timeout. 2:49 remaining here. And as Don talks it over with the gang and Ralph Miller ditto, we'll return to McArthur Court for the last regular season game for these 2 teams. And then it's the Pac-10 tournament.
From microchip circuitry to laser technology, the world's largest school for high-tech skills is the Army.
All that you can be. Get an edge on life in the Army.
did you learn about computers?
In the Army.
You were in the Army, too?
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, and you can earn over $25,000 for college.
What you do in the Army?
Airborne.
You used to jump out of airplanes?
How to shave a giant. Avoid big trouble. Use the Gillette Good News Plus disposable. It's got the Lubra-Smooth strip, so the comfortable shave for a giant is
This little guy.
Good News Plus from Gillette.
No one really knows how your skin got sensitive. But if it is, try the shave cream with more advanced lubricants than any other. Gillette Foamy for sensitive skin.
Travel arranged through the new Citibank Visa card. Now carry the card of your favorite team and earn free NFL gear. Call 1-800-NFL-VISA today. And you thought our game was all you had today. Oh, no. Dan Boamini, Phil Stone waiting on the Raycom Sports Network as they'll bring you the game courtside of Stanford Cardinal against USC down in Los Angeles. I'll spit it out yet.
USC playing better basketball as of late. Of course, Stanford just wilting here in the last, 3 basketball games. Just hard luck for them. They had a great opportunity for an NC2A bid.
That's an interesting fact. They lost earlier Thursday night to this same Oregon State team. Oregon State, on the other hand, 5 straight, won 9 out of the last 10. Balderston, the lead back to Ford. We got a foul on Oregon State.
That is a big basket and a great pass by Randy Grant. And also, you don't usually see Balderston go to the basket with such authority, but Grant rolls to the inside. He gave the ball to Balderston, and he went up so strong. And if you notice, he took the ball right to the rim area. He took it to the angle that he could not get it blocked. He didn't release it early. He just took it right up there strongly, and he had the angle.
That is also 17 fouls now. They're into the bonus for Oregon State. Only 2 on Oregon. And did you see the eyes of Randy Grant on that assist? He's looking at the hoop. Nice job of looking off the defense.
He's like another guard inside.
Baseline is Martin.
Down here's where you want to make your possessions count. I mean, you've got to take care of the basketball here in a 3-point game with 2 minutes to go. You've got to get a shot. You may not make it, but you've got to get an attempt.
Number 3 that Jim gave us at halftime. Take care of the ball. Under 2 minutes. Shot clock at 26. Time to eat up all the time they can.
Yeah, but when you get a good look at the hoop, sometimes they don't come any better. You want to take it, too.
That's exactly right. Except that ball gets real heavy when you know what's on the line. Grant muscles it in. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, it wasn't really a good look at the basket, but he just made it happen.
Shot clock was at 11 when he took it.
As you said, it was muscle.
He has 12 points. Martin is fouled by Osborne. That will be the 3rd team foul on Oregon. So they're in great shape in that regard with 1:25 remaining.
Yeah, it turns out that was a pretty good foul to take by Rick Osborne. You know Martin's going to the baseline. You know he's going with the right hand. Rick just couldn't recover, so he put a shoulder into him, and it just maintains possession for Oregon State.
Gary Payton, who absolutely is not, shall we say, in love with many of the Oregon Ducks. They feel the same about him. Says, I do not want to lose to this Oregon Duck team. Cavill with a pressure fadeaway shot. Moving Oregon State back within 3. What do we got?
I don't know, but we've got Tom Harrington calling something. Just a simple timeout.
Oregon State wants a timeout. I thought Tom Harrington was going to have a heart attack. My goodness sakes. So there's 1:10 remaining here in this ball game. And again, the foul situation. Oregon State in the bonus. Oregon still with only 3 team fouls and a 3-point lead.
With every Budweiser enjoyed, the promise endures. The promise of genuine quality. Quality you can taste. Clean, crisp, Beechwood aged Budweiser. Always certain, always satisfying. Because we know you wouldn't have it any other way. That's why this Bud's for you.
When you buy a Volkswagen Jetta, you get a German-engineered road car with generous room and a long list of standard features. You get a car that's fun to drive. And for a limited time, you'll get this special monthly lease price on the best-selling European nameplate in America. Hurry and lease a Jetta from stock or order one today, while our top line has an even better bottom line.
Raycom Sports Network will bring you the second Pacific 10 basketball tournament beginning Friday, March 11th. A full day of basketball on Friday with games at 1, 3, 7, and 9 o'clock. Saturday, 2 semifinal games, and Sunday, March 13th, the championship game starting at 1 o'clock. Check your local listings there in your hometowns for games and times in your area. These two are on their way to Tucson in a couple of days, but they got to take care of some house cleaning first. The Hatfields and the McCoys. Oregon State and Oregon with 3 timeouts to work with. Oregon State but 1, and again, that foul situation. I keep looking at it because Oregon State has already given up the allotted 7, and it's bonus time. Osborne. Good save by Payton. Campbell will take it in alone, and it's a 1-point game with 56 seconds remaining.
He barely got inside. Osborne barely got back in when he passed it initially into Grant. You got to go over the top.
Now he
go over the top.
Goes for the middle near steal. He's got it. The steal by Payton, left hand. Oregon State with the lead. 37 seconds remaining. And this one just slipping through the fingers of the Oregon Ducks.
And you know how they get it. Turnovers. Once again, the only way to beat this kind of pressure defense is to go over the top. You cannot go through them. And Rick Osborne, 2 turnovers in a row here. And it's tough to have vision, but you've got to get somebody down the sideline over the top. He tried to throw it inside, thread the needle. You can't take a chance like that with that much traffic. And Payton, another acrobatic shot with his left hand. It takes the lead, 61-60, 34 seconds to go, Don. A big turnaround, and once again, you know where it always comes because Oregon State creates their offense by their defense.
Here's the first takeaway by Oregon State, which got them within 1 right here.
And if you look to the wing on this side, Randy Grant, if he just went down the sideline, you could go cross court. It's a tough pass to make.
That's a great athletic move, too, by Payton.
Oh, Payton. Oh, that was an incredible save by Payton because he was nearly out of bounds. I can't believe that he got it back in. It was a legal play, and he just made it happen himself with that quickness.
I'm curious why we haven't seen Tony Hargane come in.
Yeah, he usually comes in for ball handling abilities. He's really the best ball handler among the backcourt people. Anthony Taylor is second. Yeah, for Oregon, of course.
Osborne, but in his last home game, has suffered through 7 turnovers today. It's been a tough day for him, facing best press in the conference.
I'm sorry I'm jumping on you, but I'm feeling the adrenaline myself. I know what it feels like to be down there in both situations.
It's been 22 years, I know, since you played on this court. The blood still churns a little.
I remember playing here, but all of a sudden, I don't know who I played for. It's been so long. I don't know which team I played for, but
31 seconds.
I know it's important.
Oregon down by 1 after leading virtually throughout this game.
But they're in a position now to get a timeout. They've got to score to win the basketball game.
Yeah, they do call the timeout with 20 seconds remaining. Don Munson wanting to get a look at the defense of Oregon State and Ralph Miller. So we've got 20 seconds remaining. We'll take a timeout of our own. 60-61. This one is getting more and more interesting. Oregon wanting to snap that incredible streak by Oregon State. Back after this from Goodyear.
Take me back where I belong. Take me where it's safe and warm.
The Goodyear Vector is the all-season radial that pumps water away to keep more tire tread on the road. And for some, that's a comforting thought.
Take me home, Goodyear, take me home. Never matters how far I go. Goodyear, take me home.
With a beauty, an inner strength, a force that sets it apart. Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Run with it.
Now, during Ford's Leadership Celebration, get a $1,000 cash bonus on Thunderbird Turbo Coupe.
Oregon State has led this game, or led Oregon, on 4 different occasions. This is the 4th time. In terms of timeouts, Oregon still has 2 remaining. Oregon State with 1. 20 seconds remaining. Oregon will have possession. Their end of the court.
They can call timeout, of course, if they can't inbound the ball, but no pressure from Oregon State.
Well, it's time to pack it in, make them shoot it from outside. There's the time remaining. They're down by 1. Osborne.
Well, Taylor wants the ball back. He wants it in his hands.
Nearly travels, forces the shot, doesn't go. Rebound, Grant, off the glass, it goes! 2 seconds, the clock runs out, Grant does it!
Oregon State wanted a timeout. You can look at this bedlam here in McArthur Court. There's no way they're going to get it. This game is over.
But he gets his victory against Ralph Miller here on McArthur Court.
You think it's fun time in Eugene on Saturday right now?
This reminds me of the days in the early 70s when UCLA would come up here and Oregon would put a thumping on them. We've got more business to settle, but let's take a timeout. Back in just a moment here. Again, Oregon gets the victory, 62-61. The string has been snapped, and Don Munson gets the victory here at McArthur Court.
It's the same old line I fall for every time. Just as good, only cheaper. So, it's 5 minutes before the market closes. I'm on the phone waiting for it to ring, watching my hair turn gray. Waiting. I can't get through.
Without AT&T, you're twice as likely to get a busy circuit.
One of these days, you'd think I'd learn.
AT&T's worldwide intelligent network. Because we know it's not just long distance. It's your business on the line. AT&T, the right choice.
The way cars are changing, you never know what's coming next. That's why you may want Chevron Supreme with Tekraline. Controls deposits while cleaning not just fuel injectors, complete intake systems. High-octane Chevron Supreme delivers high performance no matter what car you drive. Chevron Supreme.
We're pleased to announce today's Ford Player of the Game, and it is Frank Johnson. We will hear from him in just a moment. 20 points today, most of those coming in streaks. He really delivered when it came in the earlier stages in the game and keeping Oregon on top, and he played simply a sensational contest against his rivals to the north, Oregon State, coming up again with 20 points, and we will hear from him. We've also got to congratulate, of course, Randy Grant with 14 points and came up with a key bucket with 2 seconds remaining. Oregon getting the victory by the score of 62-61. Let's go down to Jim Barnett with Frank Johnson.
Thank you very much, Don. It is bedlam here on the floor of McArthur Court. Frankie Johnson, an electrifying ending to this season here today.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to hurry up and go out here and win this game because we needed it so bad. And Civil War rivalry, you know, this is my first time out there playing against Oregon State at home, and I see the crowd out here, and that just gets me
2 clutch baskets by Randy Grant. We picked you as our 4th player of the game. We felt you were the catalyst in the first half. Some great steals and a couple of nice driving baskets against the freshmen.
Oh, yeah, I tried to go out there and contribute as much as I could because I knew that this was Keith, Anthony's, and Rick's last game here, and I wanted to go out there and win because I wanted to prove something to myself also, because last time when we played at Oregon State, I didn't have too good of a game, and so I wanted to come here and try to do the best I could to make up for it.
Turnovers always spells a difference against Oregon State. At times you handled the pressure well today. Towards the end it started slipping away. I bet you couldn't believe it.
Oh no, it looked like it was happening all over again. We had the lead at the first half, and then the second half they just come back and take control a little bit. But we felt the momentum on our side, and we just had to go out there and do what we had to do, and we did, and we won.
Well, you finished in the top 5 of this Pac-10. Obviously, it's going to give you a little momentum, a little confidence going to the tournament next week.
Oh yeah, that helps us out a lot, especially winning against Oregon State. So we're just going to get ready for the Pac-10 tournament now, so we can go down there and try to win that.
Okay, Frankie, thanks for all the excitement today. Now let's go upstairs to Don Poyer.
And we should say that assures Oregon of a winning season. They're now at 15-12. A final comment from McArthur Court after this. Be right back.
All airlines say they want your business. But when you finally buy a ticket, not all airlines act like it. At Alaska Airlines, we do more than promise good service. We go out of our way to deliver it.
Oh, made it. Keep pushing. That low octane stuff's not going in this baby.
What?
This one? They just have one with 87 octane. There's a Unical up the street, wimp. So? They're the only one with an 89 unleaded regular. So? An engine that knocks and pings isn't cool. And Unical has the best gasoline at clean up port fuel injectors.
How's she running?
Needs some 89, Murph.
Right, I'll fill her up.
Nah, $2 will do.
Oh.
Go with the spirit of 76.
A winning shot, it belonged to a young man from New York City. And he was muscling him up and getting key assists and key rebounds all day. This one the most important. Randy Grant gets the rebound with 2 seconds remaining and pumps it in with exactly, as I say, 2 seconds, and it ran out. Final comment from you, Jim Barnett.
Well, Don, the Ducks met the challenge every time today. Randy Grant, very difficult shot and a very clutch shot in the closing minutes. I'm going to go play the alumni game. I'm going to forget this one and go on.
Thank you, Jim Barnett. A pleasure to work with you. The president of Raycom is D. Ray. Executive producer of Raycom Sports is Peter Rolfe. Today's game was produced by Kent Samuel, without an E, and directed by Mark Warner. Technical director was Simon Fewing, and associate director, Steve Woodruff. A special thanks to everybody on the Raycom crew, many of them based out of the Northwest. Simply an outstanding job in the 1987-88 season. They've done a great job. Many of them former basketball players, as a matter of fact, either at the high school or college level, but they've done an outstanding job. All the guys at Modular Video System and moving on down the line. Coming up next from Los Angeles, it's Stanford and USC. Tomorrow, the regular season ends with a crucial doubleheader. Washington State meeting Arizona State at 1 o'clock. California takes on UCLA in the second game. Check your local listings for the game and times in your area. And again, the final score from Eugene, 62-61 Oregon. This has been a copyrighted presentation of the University of Oregon.